Okay, let's talk about some abbreviations, medical terminology, stuff like that. To me, it's way easier to remember it, to learn it, to commit it to memory if there's a little trick, a little something that help it stick there. So when it comes to eyes, and I can tell you these are going to be on your state exam and on your final, and so you have to know them. So to me, I remember these this way. D is dominant. O-D. D dominant, most people are right-handed, so I remember that this is the right eye. O-U, U is for united, okay? So that would be both eyes. S, a lot of people call us left-handed people southpaws, or it's also sinister, or you can always say what's left is left. So O-S is the left eye. So D, O-D, right eye, O-U, both eyes, O-S, left eye. Okay, this is important because if you have an order for an eye drop and it says O-D, you would need to understand that's for the right eye. And you can't always tell because if someone has glaucoma or something like that, it's not evident just by looking at the eye like it might be with pink eye, which eye you'd put it in. And so you must remember and be able to recall at any time which eye each of these are. So moving on, I want to say something about being flexible. Here's an example. I think in your book it says DC for discontinue. You'll see it like this probably more than anything. You can also see it like this. Don't get too hooked up on exact things. Just you have to be a little bit flexible because you'll see it written several different little ways. Also, I want to talk about with and without. You'll see this a lot. So with is a C with a line over it. Sometimes you won't always see the line over it. You have to read it in context. But a C with a line over it is with. Now an S with a line over it is without. The way I remember this, one word, one curve. With, one curve, one word. Without, two words, two curves. I'm going with you. Oh shoot, I'm not going with you. I'm going without. Without. Okay? Those are just some things that help me remember it. And I would suggest that you do that too. Find ways to help you remember. Here's another one that I just want to point out the difference. So ad lib versus PRN. Ad lib, so if you have a doctor's order and it says something like may have cough drops at bedside ad lib, that means that they can have them and they can have them whenever they want. There's no parameters, there's no barriers. It's ad lib. Now, PRN has boundaries, it has rules. For instance, a PRN order may have one dextromethorphan drop every 4 hours PRN. So it's not, this is as needed, this is as desired. You can think of it that way as well. But this one is without boundaries, can have it whenever they want. This one is as needed, but there's certain stipulations on it. Okay. Last thing I want to bring up, just as you go through this unit and try and learn these things, is prefixes and suffixes. These prefixes, for sure, this will really help you. Anytime you see dis in front of a word, like dysphagia, it means there's a problem with it. There's an issue. Something's not quite right. All right. And if you see an A in front of it, aphasia. Dysphagia, when it's spelled with an S, then it's difficulty speaking. And dysphagia, if it's aphasia, then they can't speak. Inability to. So difficulty with and inability to. All right? So those are some things to remember as you're looking through your medical terminology and abbreviations and so forth that'll help you put things together. Next video, I'm going to write some doctor's orders and we're going to try to decipher them. That'll be fun.